Hey guys, welcome to Africana. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel, y'all. Sorry. Welcome to my channel, guys. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. It's here. So today's video is about the myth of race and about people saying, I don't even see race. That's what the video is about. I'm going to read a short section from Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome. So hold on, I'll be back. So yeah, I'm going to read a short section from Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome. This book is really good, so I recommend it again. So this is what we're going to talk about today. Okay, here we go. Before we can understand people saying, I don't even see race, we need to understand what race is. So this is what I'm going to say, and this is short, abstract. It comes from the book, The Biology of Race. Race is a concept of society that insists there is a generic significance behind human variations in skin color that transcends outward appearance. However, race has no scientific merit outside of sociological classifications. There are no significant genetic variations within the human species to justify the divisions of races. I will continue. I will elaborate. Unfortunately, while the notion of race is illusory, the fact of racism in America is not. Whenever I ask an audience of people if they know what term racism means, they universally say they do. I often give them a little test to determine if everyone is on the same page regarding the term. I first ask my audience if whites can be racist. Of course, everybody agrees they can. I then ask if blacks can be racist, and I get the same response. I then ask them to identify the ways in which white racism adversely impacts the lives of black people as a group, and a list forms. So, economically, in terms of representation, being discriminatory against black people, finding a house, all these things, going to university, education. So I'm just going to skip a little section and I'm going to continue. I then ask them to identify how black racism adversely impacts the lives of white people as a group, and there is silence. There is silence because while black people may have prejudices and at times even feel hatred towards white people, perhaps even causing many fear, the reality is that black people lack the power to affect the lives of white people as a group. Okay? So that is very interesting, don't you think? Because a lot of people seem to think that everyone can be racist, but we need to understand what racism or race actually is. Because racism is an ideology that is tied in with power structures. So yes, individual people can be racist, but racism here, the one I'm trying to address, is systematic racism. It's something much bigger than an individual person or individual discriminatory practices. Like it's something that affects millions of people. There is no scientific basis for racism, yet it affects that every day. So racism is almost like this illusion that has manifested itself in the material world. So, it's an idea that has developed into almost like its own system. That's like it has its own legs and arms and beating heart. It's like a deformed mechanism. It's a disease, basically. It's like a virus. It's a virus that affects everybody. So yeah, that is the concept of racism and this idea of not seeing race. So what happens when we don't see race? When we don't see race, we don't see the problems that is caused by racism. Here we're talking about systematic racism. Um, like I said before, racism is tied in with power structures, okay? It's tied in with power structures, and if it's tied in with power structures, it becomes very difficult for a group that has no political power, right, or has no power within the structure. It becomes very difficult for them to be racist. They can discriminate against other people, of course, but how will they be racist if they have no power? This is my question. So if you think that black people can be racist, and I'm not talking about individual cases, I'm talking about systematic racism. If black people can be racist, then where is our power source within this economy, within the political sphere? Like, where is our power source? I'd be really interested to have this debate with you guys. So we need to notice race as it relates to differential treatment, because the relationship between blacks and whites continues to be amongst the most challenging issues facing our country today. If you don't notice race, that means you don't notice the systematic racism that people go through every day. You don't notice a lot of problems we have that is because of the ideology of race, right? So to me, it's like I'm just thinking to myself, what do you notice if you don't notice racism? So that's my point. Like, if we don't see race, we don't see racism, there's no problem. That's the problem. So the point is here, we need to make sure people understand what they mean when they say, I don't see race. We need to have these conversations. And let's begin a discussion about this. I find this very fascinating. So yeah, guys, peace and love.